Howdy, partners. Welcome to a special edition of Tales of the Wild West, featuring cowboy legend Johnny Crawford. Johnny Crawford is best known for portraying Lucas McCain's son, Mark, on the Rifleman TV show. But Johnny appeared in many other TV series and films such as The Big Valley, Rawhide, Wagon Train, and many more. So let's mosey down the trail to the set of the new feature film, Bill Tillman and the Outlaws, where Johnny is set to portray legendary cowboy film star William S. Hart. So throw another log on the fire as we get reacquainted with Johnny Crawford.
Hi, I'm Robert Neal Marshall, and I'm here on the set of Bill Tillman and the Outlaws with a very special guest. We have Johnny Crawford, of fame for The Rifleman, a musician in his own right, fabulous career, and you're playing a very special role in this movie.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the most popular Western actor in the
whole world, really, America.
Yeah.
Yeah, William S. Hart, right?
Yeah.
And that's you. So that was something very special for you to do this role because of that?
Yeah, I always loved Westerns, Westerns and musicals.
There is a man who is a director, a writer, a producer, and he's also America's favorite cowboy. Mr. Masterson, if you please. The remarkable man of the West, William S. Hart.
Make the West live for us all.
Okay. What was it about this movie that made you want to come play with us in Bill Tillman and the Outlaws?
Well, I was a big fan of William S. Hart.
Okay.
And his steely eyes, you know.
There you go.
And I couldn't resist. William S. Hart was an author too.
Right.
And I have both his books like
Materials.
Life,
yeah.
East and West, and they are autographed to his friends.
Wow.
That worked with him.
That's incredible. And he really was. He was the biggest Western star at that time.
Yeah, he's highly regarded.
Right. And he only did silent movies, really, supposedly, right? In the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silent films. I went and saw all the present movies, the current stuff, but there was something special about seeing silent films, and because they were so unique.
Was that an influence to you then as a child to then go into acting, to then go to these auditions and to start getting out there?
Well, yeah. Spent a lot of time thinking about Marilyn Monroe, but...
And you thought maybe by getting in the movies you would get to meet her?
Yeah.
Probably for real.
Yeah.
Did you? You never did get to meet her?
I came very close.
You did?
Yes. I went. I had an audition at MGM for a movie that she was going to do, and I didn't get to meet her, but I was
that close,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm sure everyone asks you this over and over and over again, but you know, The Rifleman as a kid, working with Chuck Connors and doing a TV show on a regular basis. What was that like from the perspective as a child? Was that just work, or did you have a fun? What was it like for you to do that every week?
We had a good time. We had a great rapport.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember the first time I met him in an office at Hal Roach Studios.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yep.
where that was.
Little Rascals.
Yeah.
Right, right, of course.
I was introduced to him, and we read a scene together.
Right.
And he stood up, and I was very confident until he stood up, because
That's height.
if I'm going to be working with him, they'll only see this
Part of you.
yeah, part of me.
Oh, that's great.
But he took a liking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you got the part, or did you already have the part at that point?
No, but I knew I had a good chance.
You were in the right,
because they called me back. You know.
Right.
My mother would pick me up at school, and I was 10 years old,
Wow.
and she would have the proper clothing in the back seat
Ready to go.
for me to fall in. Okay, when we started the Rifleman, Monty Montana came on the set, and he was driving. He was going to drive the stagecoach into the thing, and I had seen him at my grammar school when I was younger.
So, he was inspiration to you to get to work with the man.
Well,
then.
yeah, because I like to go hiking, and he educated me. Started right away, telling me things like, when you wake up in the morning out on the range, you always turn your you turn your boots upside down, so you don't.
There's nothing like spiders or bugs in them, right? Or scorpions or
Snakes.
snakes. Okay. How did you learn to be such a strong actor? Where did you get that sensibility?
There was early television.
Right.
There were dramas done live, matinee theater.
Oh,
was
right,
on
right.
At,
Sure.
NBC matinee theater. I got 15 jobs doing matinee theater.
Wow. Amazing.
I loved doing those things. They were.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
Yeah. Now, what about school? Did you have tutors on the set all the time, or did you get a break, or did you go to school in between? How did that work?
I would get, assignments.
Right.
And then we would rehearse an hour of time. I would learn the script.
Right.
Yeah. And I enjoyed the challenge.
But apart from the Rifleman and all of that incredible time, you are a brilliant musician in your own right. And you have albums, and you tour, and you had a band. Could you talk a little bit about some of the music that really influenced you and what you loved about that?
Well, I saw all the musicals I could,
Sure.
And I collected sheet music, and I was lucky because my grandfather was a song plugger.
Oh, okay.
And from the beginning of the century.
The whole era. Wow.
And everybody in a family had musical
Had the backgrounds, right.
Yeah.
So it was a heavy influence on you. So you grew up with this in your life all the time.
Yeah, but I never met him.
You never did, but
No.
he's with you.
Yeah, he's with me.
Yeah.
Lenox Avenue is known for doing the lowdown, but you'll find they're not alone in doing the lowdown. Fifth Avenue's.
Some folks from California. They want to put me on the screen. This Hollywood fella wants Bat Bear and me to make a picture show about outlaws. The thing is they want us, not play actors. Us. And so they want to use real outlaws too.
Sounds like a good way to get yourself shot.
This bull goose named Selly, he said the people back east are clamoring for the real thing, not make-believe. And he knows Tom Osborne at the Territorial Prison.
Gentlemen, Marshal Tillman and these Hollywood flickermen are here for a reason. And it's not because they want to look at your pretty faces. No, they want to put 8 of you fine aristocrats in a moving picture. You'll be 10 feet tall on the big screen and live forever.
He said we could get out a few prominent hard cases, have them rob the bank. There'll be this big shootout, and we'll lock them up. Cole?
Tillman. Looking old.
Beats not looking old, I guess. The dime novels are everywhere, making outlaws into heroes. Scoundrels, murderers, and thieves is all they are, but to the folks back east, they're heroes.
Idle threats don't become a man of your stature.
You're right. What's the point of idle threats?
This could be an opportunity to show them what it used to be like.
Well, all seems to be going well with our wild bunch. You know, if we had a few more of our desperados, we would have had our dirty dozen.
If you add any more, I quit. And just call them outlaws, because that's all they are. Nothing more, and sure as certain, nothing less.
What if we rob the bank for real?
Why?
To humiliate the great Bill Tillman.
Listen, I got a really bad feeling about this. There's 100 people. All it takes is one of them to upset the cart. Besides, I got a lot more to lose than the both of you.
Make the West live for us all.
Oh, Jim! They're robbing the bank!
Into the town. What are they doing?
They're robbing the bank!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, we have some people that are with us today, some of the other actors on the set that have some very interesting connections, I think, to you in some ways in the industry. And there's a gentleman who's in our film. He plays Old Joe in the movie, and it's Lawrence Whitener. And Lawrence, I'd love you to come on in and meet Johnny. And I'm going to step over here.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I saw you walking around here. Yeah.
Well, we have a saying in the business that if you stay in it long enough, you will work with everyone. And when the director, Wayne Shipley, cast me and then told me I was going to be working with you, it literally was a dream come true, because the gentleman who played your original, yeah, my biker hair, yeah, thank you. The gentleman who played your blacksmith in your first episodes and later, shortly, the sheriff, great character actor, Joe Higgins, was actually who I grew up with as my uncle. And so growing up as a kid, where you get the phone calls, hey, this is what we're doing, the episode, or I'm on this show, that show, it was so exciting to do it. But the thing about the Rifleman series that still makes it so enduring was the father-son relationship between you and Chuck Connors, but also the writing. It was a very family-oriented show, very moral. Don't steal, don't lie, and it was just wonderful, and that's why it still plays so well.
Yeah,
so
there are lessons there.
Oh, well, that's why it's still popular. Anyway, it's just been such a treat to meet you, to work with you, and I got to tell you, when you were on the horse, your whole face lit up. I mean, it just, you were just, once you got on that horse, you just became Mark. You became the actor. And by the way, you left out, he is an award-winning actor.
Yes, thank you. I should have, yes.
And, well, I know all about it.
Yes.
So it's just been such a treat to get to meet you, to work on this film. It's just a real full circle event for me. And you're a blessing to us all. And so thank you so much for doing the show, and certainly for doing this movie with us.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you. And again, great meeting you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're fun.
Okay. Next, we have the screenwriter for Bill Tillman and the Outlaws, Dan Searles, who'd like to meet you in person, officially on tape here. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, Dan, so please come on in. Hey, Johnny Crawford, Dan.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
So one of the things people really don't know about you that I think they may find quite interesting is you actually had a rodeo career. I mean, you played a cowboy on movies and whatnot. So your event was roping.
Yeah, I loved roping, and I had friends that helped me on the Riflemen that were real cowboys, and I was such a big fan of that.
So steer roping.
So steer roping is another part of that, but I can do a butterfly like this.
So you rode a bull?
I rode more than one bull.
So what's the trick to riding a bull?
Stay in the middle.
Don't fall off.
Don't fall off. Stay in the middle, and don't let him throw you.
Yeah, and then don't get him too angry.
Well, that's neat. Thanks for sharing that. That's just an awesome part of your life, to just know that you know not only one of the iconic cowboy characters, but you can really do it, you know, and that's awesome. Great.
I appreciate it.
Good talking to you.
Thank you. And Johnny, I know we're going to give you more surprises. We are so thrilled, but again, it's a very small world. And another actor on the film, Sidney Blackmer, is going to join us. And Sidney has a very special connection to you and the Riflemen as well. Sidney, come on in and meet Johnny more officially.
Pleasure.
Sidney.
Great pleasure.
Thanks.
I have a photograph of episode 18 with you, Chuck Connors, and my dad, and he played Judge Hannafin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you, I've written it to Wayne, so if you will autograph it, I can give this to Wayne, and talk a little bit while you're signing that.
Yeah, here's how you hold
it. Like that. Got it.
We're about the same age, and I was growing up in North Carolina because my dad wanted to give us the same traditional upbringing that he had, and therefore we probably would have met in Hollywood had he chosen to have his family raised there. And I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to meet there, but it's a great pleasure to see you here. This is episode 18, and behind it, as soon as I'll let you sign that so we make sure we get a nice autograph on it. This is from episode 1, season 1, and you'll see my father and you, Chuck Connors, and R.G. Armstrong. And what's interesting about this photo is my father went to Carolina, the University of North Carolina, in 1912. R.G. Armstrong went to school with Andy Griffith in 1949 at Chapel Hill.
That's great.
But it's a great pleasure to meet you. I enjoyed watching you on that horse. It was wonderful and a pleasure to see you. And it's only been 60 years since you worked with my dad. And I'm happy to say that I had a chance to work with you 60 years later.
What a great actor he was. He was so perfect in this role.
And unfortunately, he was going to be a continuing character in the series, but he was on Broadway with Paul Newman and Geraldine Page in Sweet Bird of Youth at the same time. And that, of course, his great love was Broadway, although he made many Westerns. And another connection, my mother made a motion picture called Phantom Ranger with Tim McCoy, who was another very famous cowboy actor. And this was his return to the screen after a long hiatus. And to see him on a white horse in that film, you must see that. It's incredible how that man, just like he belonged on that horse, just like it was floating on the air. Thank you again. Great pleasure.
Sidney Blackmer, everybody. And Sidney, thank you for being, and it's great working with you on Bill Tillman and the Outlaws as well.
You would be a great judge.
And Lawrence Whitener as well.
Well, I was a prosecutor for 25 years. I could certainly tell you how a judge would act.
To play that.
Well,
so, yeah, I held it right. Thank you. Thank you for the lesson. I got my first rope lesson from Johnny Crawford. That's pretty cool. Johnny, thank you so much for being part of Bill Tillman and the Outlaws, and for spending this fabulous day with us, and for teaching us and sharing a little bit of your life and your story with the crowds and us. And it's just an honor to work with you, sir.
Well,
thank you. Johnny Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. The real original. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You were very brave.